Hello and welcome back to another review of me, Kevin, from Kevin Grant on Whisky. This week I've got a new bottle, something that I've purchased. Someone's put me towards it and says they think I might like it. Had a little look, price was good, and I thought let's just go for it, and I've not bought something for a wee while. So what I've got here is a 6-year-old Annandale by the Whisky Barrel, which is a kind of independent shop in Fife. So I've not opened it yet, just put it on the floor and I'll deal with that later. So let's get it in the glass first and then we can have a wee chat. Let's see what pop we get. A bit tight, but it's alright. A nice glug. So, 6 years old, Annandale, Lowland distillery, founded back, or reopened again in 2014. I think it was founded in the 1830s by Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker brought it over at one point in time. From about 1926 to about 2007, the distillery itself was used for making porridge oats. It kind of lay dormant for a bit. The distillery wasn't kept very well. The new ownership in 2014, when they took over, prior to that, they rebuilt the distillery, getting the go-ahead from the council. So they've tried to restore it as much as they can. I think the warehouses, I've not been, but I think the warehouses they were able to restore to the best of their ability and turn it into dunnage warehouses over 2 levels, so they've got a bit more storage and things in there. Lowland Distillery, Dumfries and Galloway, nearly 10 years old now, but this is 6 years old. So when it started in 2014, this is whisky round about that time. I think this was bottled around 2020. From what I get from it, I've not got too much in the sense of information, but it is a 6-year-old 2015 vintage, a first fill Oloroso sherry, but from a single cask, and it's 59.7%. So it's laid its full life in the one cask. This has been part of the 15th anniversary portfolio from the Whisky Barrel, and they've bottled some other things as well, but this is one that kind of took my eye, and I thought I might like it, because I've actually not tried much of Annandale. I think I might have tried the Mana Sword. I can't remember what the Mana Words and Mana Sword. One of them's peated, one of them's not, and I've tried the peated, and I did enjoy it. A little bit young and things, but full cask strength, we're getting at a good level, so it's quite enjoyable. Just going to see what's going to keep coming from them. So what we've got here, 6 years old, first of all, Oloroso, full maturation. This is the first pour. I've had this for a wee day or so, so we're going to see how this maybe opens up. It seems like the pop wasn't there in the cork. I think it might be quite tight, but we'll wait and see. So we'll get it on the nose first, then we'll get it on the palate, and we'll see what we get from this. Just abundance of sherry notes in there. The alcohol's trying to come through. It's big red fruits, jammy, treacle toffee, syrup, your forest fruits. It's a little bit like what is that? Kind of a bit meaty as well. There's a bit of something going on in there. Just in the back note, there's something maybe kind of gamey in there. A bit gamey. But big. If you like sherry whiskey, right off the bat, this is, if you know this blind, you know this is a sherry whiskey. I wouldn't guess it's young, and I think that's to do with the cask. I think the cask is masking the youngness of the whiskey, which is fine, but it seems like a very active cask as well. Hopefully you'll be able to see the legs. It is just sticking to the side of that glass. I'm looking for a good mouthfeel now and good flavour. Yeah, it's like maybe bacon, like American style bacon. You know, the bacon you can just crack. You know, they fry it that well you can just crack it. It's kind of like that, with the big sherry notes coming through. It's just starting to open up a bit. Well, let's get it on the palate. Slange everyone. So I think that bacon note that's coming through is trying to tell me There's an ashy, peaty note in that for sure. There's the kind of sweetness there that dries off. The kind of bacon stays there, but %59.7%. It's really thick, really viscous in the mouth. That big, it's got remnants of an Ardbeg wee beastie, not the wee 5-year-old. It's got a remnants of that, but not on the scale of the kind of the peat scale. But that big kind of bold mouthfeel to it, the big nose on it. Really chewy in the palate. I'm going to add some water. I think it definitely needs it. But it noses really well. It's not as active in the palate as I thought it would be. But the sherry's definitely masking that. If there's the peat note that's in here, for sure, I don't get it on the nose. But it stays forest fruits, bacon, crispy bacon, treacle. Yeah, that bacon note, I can't get that out of my head. Let's try it with a wee bit of water, see what changes there. It doesn't have that high ABV on the palate, it doesn't taste like that. Yeah, it's got a wee Ardbeg note to that for me. It's trying, and I think it will open up more. I do think that it will become better. If you like that kind of ashy peat, this is going to be something. If you like the sweeter notes, this is going to be something there. If we talk about price just now, this was £44, I think it was, all in. I paid this for a 6-year-old cask strength Annandale, which are Lowland distillery. I think if you tried to buy 6-year-old Annandale from Annandale, it's a lot more expensive. It's good. It's not amazing, but I think it has to open up a little bit more for sure. But it's got such a weird Ardbeg note to that. That's it's non-chill filtered natural colour as well. I can't remember if I said that or not. It's just kind of giving me. There's just a few notes that I can't really get as well, but there's something in there. If you like big bold whiskies, if you like your cask strength whiskies, if you like them at a good price, you know, I got put onto this. My friend had said, you know, this looks like up your street. Looked at the price and I thought, oh, I can justify it if it's for that price. Let's give it a go. And it's okay. I think it's going to get better. I genuinely do. But there's just a wee quirky Ardbeg note in there. So if you like Ardbeg, this could be a wee gateway. This specific one. I don't know if there's any left. I just went online and I found it and they sent it out to me, which was great. Oh, I could nose this for ages. I think this is one that I'll have to literally break down for a long time. It'd be quite boring if you are just sitting there watching me doing that for ages. Big bacon notes, big ashy peat notes at the end, sweeter notes, little bit of spice. Very, very long mouthfeel, very chewy dram. Just, it's big and bold. It's probably the best way to describe it. This is big and bold, and if you like big and bold, this is probably something up your street. I'm going to go and finish my dram, but before I do, I didn't put a video out last week, unfortunately. Got some bad news about a friend. One of my friends had unfortunately passed away, so I wasn't able to get anything out. So this is my first time being able to put something back together. So if it's all over the place, I do apologise about that. But I'll just raise the rest of this wee dram to Chris, no longer with us, but yeah, bit of terrible news there. But Chris raise a glass to you, buddy, and hope family's doing well now, and we're here to support them. So slàinte to Chris, and as always, join me next week and let's talk whiskey. Slàinte.